Hi folks, I'll just have a quick chat about what equipment I use when I take her for a walk. And this is a fairly new harness because the other harnesses that I used is no longer available. So I plumbed for this one and I'm so pleased with it. It's much better than the other one. Now, however, I would always prefer a harness to go down in between the chest here, like this, and not across the chest. Because some of the harnesses that you look at, they're very low down and they're pressing on this bone here of the dog. And it restricts their movement. You can see very clearly. If you look at any dog's harness, have a look to see if it's restricting their movement of their shoulders. Okay, but this is fairly high up. It doesn't choke her, obviously, but she finds it comfortable. There's no problem. It's not rubbing her or making her sore anywhere. And it is a real chunky monkey of a harness. And this is all padded, lovely and padded and thick here. And I don't undo this. I don't bother. I just put it over her head. And it's got a Velcro sticker here, which you have this put on, whatever you want, have put on it. And it's got a big ring here. Now, the only fault with this ring is that because she's in and out of the sea, this gets rusty and it marks this part of the harness here with the rust. But it's not a big deal, you know. It just looks a bit unsightly, so I just scrub it. And she has her 2 tags on. I have 2 dog tags on in case one gets lost. I've just put the bit of tape over it so that you can't see my name and address. But in the UK, you have to have the name and address of the owner on the tag. And I've got my mobile phone number on here. And I would recommend that you put your mobile phone number or a mobile phone, somebody's number on there, rather than your landline. Because if you've got your landline on there and somebody that finds your dog is up to no good, they can phone it and they know that everybody in the house is out looking for the dog because they can tell nobody's picking up the phone. So with a mobile, they can get hold of you fairly quickly and you can get to where the dog is, where it's been found, you know, if you've lost your dog, of course. Okay, so this is a great big chunky clip. I'm trying to see if you can see it. Here. Can you see it? Big chunky clip. And the only slight fault with it is that this sometimes slides and is a bit loose. So I'm just going to put a little stitch in here just to keep that from sliding up and down. But it's not a problem. It doesn't come off or anything. It just gets a bit loose on her sometimes. But it's no big issue for me. So she wears that, and this Primrose Free Hugs really works. Everybody loves it, and I can see her on the beach at a distance, especially if it's a bit hazy, you know, with the sea mist coming in and things like that. I can see this when she's playing. I can pick her out on the beach. Okay, now this is her training thing. And I had this made on Amazon. My name is Primrose. I give Free Hugs Therapy Dog in Training. And this is amazing because I've been training her everywhere. In supermarket car parks. I walk around with an empty trolley. My husband says they're going to lock you up. This old lady walking around with an empty trolley and a dog around the car park, round and round and round. But this helps and people realise that you're not completely bonkers. So in my local supermarket they're selling compost, and so they've got it all stacked up in the foyer just at a seat height, if you like. So I've been sitting on that and I've put in her vet bed down and she's sitting in the foyer and everyone strokes her. And the other day I had 5 children, the parents' permission, of course. The 5 little children, they were about 7 or 8 years old, maybe 10, between 7 and 10. They were all sitting around, cross-legged, all cuddling her, and she's on her back with her legs in the air. She's loving it. So, and people sit down beside me and all chat. And they tell me all their stories about their dogs and their rescue dogs, and some of it's heartbreaking, really, what they've been through, and and it's good for people. And they go off smiling, and we make little friends. She does a great job of cheering people up just in the supermarket. And we've got a local shopping precinct where dogs are allowed, all dogs are allowed. And so I take her in there and I do her training, I sit her down and I walk around all her and everything. I've got some older videos showing you me doing that. And there's lots of people with wheelchairs, and they walk, as they ride past, I ask them, would you mind if I walk beside you? And electric scooters and things. So it was all part of her training. It was fantastic. And so that's how we got to the stage where she passed her therapy dog assessment. So anyway, speak to you in the next video.